here in the description so you can read those, but I'm going to just go through them. Basically, before you start formatting the text and cleaning it up and presenting it how you want, I suggest that you collect all your information, all your text first, because if you collect a bunch of info, fix the formatting, and then you add new info, you're going to have to repeat all the meticulous formatting actions. So collect all your text first, present it on the page, and then you're ready to start formatting. So for this, I'm going to use this one book I recently created. If it's an informational-based book, I will use AI like Google Gemini, ChatGPT, to harvest information, but I will say that I edit the writing substantially to make it better, more simplified. There's certain things that I'll define that aren't defined. So when you use AI writing, there's still a ton of editing I believe you should be doing, but that's neither here nor there. Most of my other books are my own words, my own imagination, so that's just saying. But as far as informational texts, research writing papers, for example, where you're going to be quoting from a lot of different articles, it's the same principle. Collect all of your information first, and then you're ready to start formatting. So for here, you want to fix 8.5 by 11 is your standard page. That's by default. If you want to make your Microsoft Word into a book, a printable book format, just go to Format up top, Document. You would go to Page Setup, and then from here you can select the proper. So 5.5 by 8.5 is a good size. US trade is 6-inch wide, 9-inch height. So you can decide, you can manage custom sizes, click OK. You can change the margins as you wish. I usually keep it this way, top, bottom, 0.6 or 0.7. For the outside, I keep it at 0.3 or 0.5 between there. And then for the gutter plus the inside, because they kind of add together, they should be next to each other, but gutter and inside I'll have combined at, let's say, could be 0.7, 0.8. If it's a really large book, maybe 0.9. But anyway, multiple pages, you want mirror margins applied to whole document. And then you'll click OK, and it'll basically format your pages. You can go to View, Multiple Pages. Sometimes it's easier to work from there. But let's just get back to formatting text. So you can Control A. You might want to do that, but if you want to be selective, go to the bottom of what you want to select, click, go to the top of what you want to select, put your cursor there, press down Shift, click, and it'll select all of that. So what you want to do now is basically make everything one font, make everything one size, go to the line spacing, make everything single spaced. You want to add a space before, add a space after, and then remove a space before, remove a space after. The reason is sometimes when you collect text from online, it'll have a space after or a space before, and it'll just mess up the flow. So we want basically just single spaced lines throughout the document. If you want to know what's behind the scenes, just click this P paragraph button. Well, actually, I think it stands for section. Either stands for section or paragraph. That'll show you like the line and what it's like. So here, if I make the line bigger, you can see it'll become bigger. So anyway, make all the text that you have. Now, I should have said this. You might have thought to highlight all your text and then clear formatting. But the reason you don't want to do that is because sometimes a text will have italicized words. And so if you clear all formatting, it's going to get rid of italicized words that you might have wanted to keep. There's sort of a workaway around this. You could, for example, you could Control F, find, do replace, advanced find and replace. You can find all, let's say, format paragraph, format font, font style, italics. So you could technically find all the italics. There's none here, which I find strange actually. Hold up. Control F. Wait a minute. That's so weird because I know there are italicized, like here, that's clearly an italic. Well, let's just say that worked. You could basically find all italics. It'll highlight all of them. You can basically highlight them as yellow so they stick out, and then you can clear. Well, I don't know if that's a workaround. Let's just forget I said that. So you don't want, this is basically clearing all formatting is a bit irreversible, and it'll get rid of italics. There are a couple other things it might get rid of too that you may have wanted to keep from the original. So instead I just font size, single spaced, add, remove, make everything black, and then you can highlight all the text and click Command 6 on your Mac, or I'm not sure what it is on PC, but Command 6 will get rid of all hyperlinks. The other thing that's really important is you want to make sure you have your ruler. Your ruler is really important. I think it's in review. Or layout. Oh, here, view ruler. Your ruler is really important because when you make lists and shit, sorry, I should have not cursed, but when you make lists or bullet points, you want to be very precise with where they are. And you need the ruler for that. What's another thing that's important? Page numbers at the bottom, just right click, edit footer, and then page number. You can add page number. You can choose outside center. You can format it, start at 1. I have another video where I show you how to add section breaks and that's really important. I can show you quickly, basically, like, because you don't want your page numbers to be, let's say, where the table of contents are. So there's actually, if I press this, you'll see there's a section break right here. All I did was like layout breaks next page. That's the only one I use. And it'll create a second section technically. Then you want to go to that second section, click it, deselect link to previous, so it's not connected, and then it'll start at 1. Then you can go to this first section, Control A, and delete all those page numbers. Let's see what else is here. Okay, let's to remove sometimes the spacing when you copy and paste from internet text, the spacing between words has a they call it a, let me get the proper name. You want to do Control Find Replace, Advanced Find and Replace. They call it a non-breaking space. You want to find all of those and replace it with just a regular space. Here there are 0 replacements because I already did it. That's really important. To make a table of contents, from the home page you'll see this ribbon up here. Heading 1 and 2 you need to make. Let's say chapter or section will be heading 1, and then subtopic would be heading 2. And you have to basically highlight all of them, or you have to do it one at a time. So you highlight heading 1, do that for each heading 1, and then highlight each heading 2 and make it a heading 2. You can right click, select all 32, and you can change all at the same time the font style and the size. And then basically you would go to where you want your table of contents, references, table of contents, custom, choose which template you want. I usually do none for the tab leader. Click OK, and it'll generate the table of contents based on heading 1, 2, you can even have 3, 4, and 5, but it'll basically provide a table of contents in outline form. And that's really important. If you want to update the page numbers, all you do is right click and you do update toggle, and you go from there to update the page numbers. Add page numbers to the bottom. That's really easy to do. I think I actually went over that. Right click, edit footer. I always make the page number the same font and size as the text. Just saying. Oh, and the last thing I'll talk about is indents. So here for this book, I'm doing spacing between paragraphs, but let's say I wanted to do indentation. Highlight all the text you want. Right click, paragraph, and then here, indentation, special first line. I usually make it 0.15, okay? Okay, and then it'll generate. I'm not gonna do it here, but so that's basically it. I'll leave a link to this book if you want to get a copy of it in print. Like I said, presenting the text in a clean format is really important. You should generally have one font for, like, I'll do one font for the entire text, but for, let's say, copyright, let's say for the book cover page, like I'll always do different fonts, more unique fonts and stuff. But for the actual text of the book, I'll go with a single font. Sometimes the heading 1 and 2, I'll make them unique fonts, but yeah, basically I think that's enough for now.